Morning everyone, it's Tommy from Tech Nexus, and thanks for joining me on the last video for this week. We're going to play around with this structure a little bit more. I'm not really that happy with how this handrail is going when we have it linked back to our piping model here. I know we've got an area out here that might be needed for maintenance. If this is a shell and tube, so there'll be tubes coming inside here. The tubes need to be drawn out, so this area will need to be open. So what I'm going to do basically is just get rid of this handrail, and then I'm going to go to my extended modeling tabs and place a monowheels handrail, but I'm going to do it from this side, so that way I'm going to keep this western side open. So I've selected my beams, and then I want the start point to be over here, and then my end point back over here. Okay, so there's our handrail in there. I've got different options here for the handrail type. This is monowheels, so it is a little bit different to just the general handrail, but we're going to have a look at some of these options here. So we've got side offsets as well. So if you wanted to do a side offset in black, okay, so you can see it does a side offset there as well, but we can change it from right to left. Okay. So segment 1, segment 2, and we change it from right to left. And then segment 3, same thing. Change it from right to left. Okay. You can see we've already got an issue here as well, which is something that we can address a little bit later on. Okay, so that's that, and then lastly I'm going to throw in a couple of footings in here. So just do an isolated footing on that grid, and I'm going to move it up 100 millimeters. Copy this around. Okay, so what we're going to do now is get our connection vault, look for base plate. So select the column. Do I want to select additional concrete objects? Yes. Okay. In the base plate, so the column shortening, you'll see here that it's put the base plate at the bottom of where that column lives on the grid, and we obviously have to come up 100 millimeters. So what that will look like is if I just switch to front view, so there you can see better. There's the base plate against the bottom of that column, but we have to lift it up. So I come into the base plate, the layout, so column shortening by a value. So you can see if we go by 100 mil, it's only going to do to the top of that footing, but we have 120 mil because we have a plate thickness in there as well. So now you can see here, if I switch back to conceptual, that we have everything nice and neat and 100 mil sitting off the top of that. So we'll just do the same thing over here. So select the column, yes, pick the footing, base plate, value, and make it 120. There we go. So I'll just do that for the other 4. I could save this to a library as well and just recall these over, but because we're just doing this quickly now, I'm just going to do this one by one, and finally the last one. Base plate, value, okay. Also as well, I'm going to change these back to be the same size. And that way it's a bit nicer and neater, and I'll go and I'll have a look at those at another time. Once I get the equipment information, then I know how deep they can be, or so how wide they can be, and then we can work out our bolted connections for that as well. So I'm going to save that, and then go back to Plant3D, reload it. Okay, and then there's that platform there, and we've got room to do any maintenance on that reboiler there. So lastly as well, we have to have a play around with how we're going to lay this pipe work around here. So this one, you can see it's all in the same plane, so we do have to adjust that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to unload this XREF just so we can see things a bit better. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of this run, and I'm going to bring this elbow around, and then let's come out 200 mil, and then come over. So now that means that this run here isn't going to get in the way of this one as it comes out past the structure. So I'll just bring this one back over, and we can adjust this value so I can stretch. Press F8, near, get rid of that last run, and then just drag this one all the way over. And we always connect to node in Plant3D. Okay, now according to the p&id, that has a valve going to it. You can see we've got that valve there, so we don't need to worry about any access to operators for this pipe run here. It's just a matter of just knowing where it needs to be supported. For the other two runs, so the line coming in and this line coming in, so one from the top here, one from the bottom, both have ball valves on them as well. So we are going to, we don't have anything on the discharge. We've got a gate valve on the discharge side. Okay, so on the gate valve discharge on the head here, so we're going to place, what was the spec? So it's a CS150. Switch to our 3D workspace. CS150, and it's a gate valve, so we look at our gate valve flanged on the inlet side. Okay, and just for now, I'm going to orientate the operator in any position, just because so we can get an idea where we need to place it. So on the inlet of the body, we have a ball valve. So we'll look for the ball valve flanged. And then we have an inlet on the ball valve on the head there as well, which is this line here. So same thing, we can just pick it, orientate it where we want it. So for now it's just an arbitrary position, and then I'm going to reload my structure and then work out where I want to place these. Okay, so these runs can probably, if I press F8, snap off, you can see we can see where it's passing through the steel there. Okay, and we can do the same for this run here. If I type in near to the other line, you can see it aligns itself in the same spot. So the operator can walk up here, easily access these valves if he needs to. So they're just above the handrail, so they would be in a good spot for the valve operator to reach them. Also as well, if I drag this one down, we're just going to make it a little bit more accessible. So I can even type in a value here, 500, and I'm going to rotate that back around so the handle is available to the valve operator for him to reach. Okay, so that really finishes, or is close to finished in this area. And if we have a look at the overall master now, so this overall master model is the one that we use for Navisworks. And you can see here, everything's starting to look a little bit more neat. We can get, like I said, we can get to these valves. We can pull out the tubes if we need to on this reboiler. I might put a set of stairs or maybe even a ladder over on this back side here. And then that way the operator can get up and down that platform if they need to. Also as well, in the coming weeks, I'll start throwing some grading and anything else on here, and again, just make it look a little bit more what it's going to look like in real life. So thanks for watching. Hope it was an informative week for you. Next week, we're going to get into AutoCAD customization. We're going to have a look at the script that we did the other week and show you how to place it in the toolbar or the ribbons as an icon, and then that way you don't have to keep reloading the macro over and over again. So thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't. Please subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to get daily notifications of all of my videos. Have a good weekend.